Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video in the series. I'm repping the Luminosity merch, just came in yesterday, so that's pretty hype. Today we're gonna be covering our games versus Ignorance in May Qualifiers that actually happened yesterday. And I actually streamed it as well. So you can go and find the full qualifiers run on my YouTube if you go to live. And yeah, it's like my first YouTube stream, so if you want to see me stream more on YouTube, definitely support it. I actually had a lot of fun streaming on YouTube. I usually stream on Twitch, so if you want to find all my socials and stuff, link below in my link tree. But yeah, let's get into it. So we banned Slowbro on first pick. They banned Lapras. We first picked Urshifu. They picked Dodrio Mew. We picked Comfy Zoro. If you watched my tier list video, I said we might not pick Comfy as much in comp. We've actually been still picking Comfy a lot more than I thought we would. So definitely still pick Comfy here and there. It's not like a must pick now anymore. But they left it open. So they went Tree Sableye actually. I think they wanted to prevent us from getting Sableye maybe. I'm not sure. I don't really like the Sableye at all with their comp. Not really. I think they would have had a fine draft without Sableye. Maybe just go like Clefable support. Even LD would have been fine. Hoopa too would have been good. I think Hoopa is probably the best. Maybe Clefable next. We're trying this new lane out with A9, which got buffed. So it's exciting playing these new Pokemon that got buffed last patch. And Blissey, because Blissey Defender isn't that strong. You need a really strong laner with it. But A9 is obviously very strong in lane. And I usually go Score Shield, but I'm going to Focus Band this game. The reason I'm going to Focus Band is because they have Sableye, Trevenant, Dodrio, so they have a lot of stuns. So I'm going Focus Band to make sure I live if they try to hard engage on me. Focus Band just helps you live through like engages like that. So let's get into the games. Nothing special to start here. We're just gonna have Rin taking the jungle, 2 top, 2 bot, just like usual. One thing to note is I forgot to remove the text because I'm a dumbass. This is the first time I've streamed in a while. I usually try to stream qualifiers, but I didn't even stream last qualifiers. So yeah, it's been a bit since I streamed, still getting into it, but I do remove this text for the next game, so sorry about that. They do get the first one with the tree auto attack, I believe, so I was really unlucky. And the Sableye is invading Rin, but we have Comfy covering, and Comfy and Rin actually end up killing the Sableye. So it was a 1v1 top, 2v2 bot, and we 2v1 their Sableye in the jungle. This does mean that their jungler is going to be to a lane sooner, so their jungler will probably go top lane. But it's not the end of the world. Ultimately, that early game really worked out in our favor. Kyros is absolutely smurfing in the spot lane here. They do, unfortunately, though, get that Audino. So we're not drafting this lane to win lane, however, so it's fine. Rin comes down here to help because he knows that they're still pretty weak, so we can just dive them pretty easily. Mew flashes out, so it's fine. We're just gonna wait for Rin's cooldown to be back up, and we're gonna dive the pad after. So Rin and I have small points, we can score fairly easily, and now once we score, we can zone them off for Kyrios to score. And you can see here I am going Safeguard. I'm actually not a fan of the move Safeguard. I just don't like it in these metas. I much prefer going healing, but we already have Comfy, and they have Sableye, Trevenant, so they have a lot of stuns. So we thought Safeguard would be better. Here it was a little miscommunication with me and Rin. Unfortunately, he's about to die. I was trying to go around the left side to save him, and then I thought I'd go through a speed flux. Honestly, I should have kept going through the left side. I could have maybe saved him. Just because you get slowed down so much in speed flux, I tried to chase him through the speed flux, couldn't save him. But ultimately, we're hard winning this early game. I get a massive steal on that mid Audino blind, so I was really happy about that when I was chuckling to myself. We get all the mid Bs. So even though Rin died, we invaded their blue. We dragged like 4 people to us. We got all the mid Bs, and we lost no farm on the map. So we're hard winning this early game. I believe I watched the spectate after, and we were already up like 80 points, and they had 0 points. Obviously, they just scored their first points there, but this early game's going really well for us. I'm already level 6, which is all you can really ask for as a tank. You know, if you're like hard winning lanes, sometimes you can hit 7 on the tank for the bottom Reggie. Kyros is 8. He has the potential to hit level 9. So We're doing really good here in the bot path. Just gonna keep safeguarding Rin because safeguard on blue Urshifu is really good, obviously. If you guys have seen, oh, Overlord actually gets the kill on Dodrio top, which is huge. We left 2 top just because we were so strong that we thought we could potentially leave 2 top and be fine. However, it does become a bit sus down bot here, and we end up kind of having to give it and just trying to get the flip off. We do have A9 Unite, but Rin is getting really chunked by them, so they're able to rip this Reggie down. Overlord tries to come down, but they rip it in time. Kyros tries to secure with Unite. It was a really good try. They actually timed their burst really well. But we're just gonna kill all of them and be able to score. So it's fine. We're gonna lead the bot pad because you can see we broke top pad when we killed Dodrio at 7 minutes. And honestly, this was a little misplayed by Overlord. If you were paying attention, he could have come down bot earlier, but he instead opted to take their jungle ball toys and then come down bot. So if he came down bot earlier, we probably could have secured the bot Reggie, but it's not the end of the world. We still have a huge lead even if they got the bot Reggie. It doesn't give that much experience nowadays. They've nerfed it a lot. Dodrio does a misstep into this bush here, doesn't full heal. I think if he full healed, he probably could have gotten out. So small misplay by Dodrio there, but that kill for us is actually huge. Dodrio applies so much pressure across the map, so getting that kill on Dodrio is huge for us. Now we can rip down this Reggie without fear of Dodrio taking all our jungle behind us and scoring behind us, and we're just gonna try to push this in. You can see we have Rin pressuring bot side. He sees the tree, so I think I tell him like try to keep the tree there so we can try to push this in. We get a massive Blissey Knight on 2 people. Overlord's going ham in there. The Blastoise into little, he could have united earlier, probably would have been better. Kyros is low HP. I was gonna back here, but I saw Kyros in trouble because the Mew was on him, so I came to safeguard him, but didn't matter. They ended up killing the Mew anyways, and we're gonna kill him, push it in. So honestly, they misplayed that push really hard. I think if they played it a little better, we wouldn't have been able to score. There's a small misplay by me there too. I think I could have saved Kyrios. I wasn't paying attention to the timers, so I thought maybe all of them were gonna jump at once, so I was just gonna sack Kyrios, make sure Overlord and I live, but only one jumped, so I definitely could have saved Kyrios there probably, and the Mew jumped right after, so he might still die, but should have just safeguarded Kyrios. I was just scared of them perma jumping on Overlord and I, and we just died. And Overlord has way more experience than Kyrios at this point in the game, but you can see this Zork Comfy duo is still very, very, very strong. And we still like Comfy on these speedsters like Dodrio, Zork, not really anything else. Anything else like Eldegoss, Clefable, Hoopa is going to be better. But on these speedsters like Zork and Dodrio, they actually have so little health that the Comfy healing still really helps them. They're, Overlord was like, the ult healing still heals the Zork to full HP, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference. You can see here, I was holding top because I didn't have Unite yet. So sorry, that's my cat if you heard her. But once I saw 5 people, they killed Overlord, but I saw 5 people, so I ran down. I believe the Dodrio is going to score top here now. Hi May, welcome to the video. Maybe it didn't go score top. I wasn't looking inside and pay attention, but I rotated down because we saw 5 people, but otherwise before we saw 5 people, it's just safer to cover top. Giving scores is way more of a bigger deal than if we just let them get the bot Reggie. We'd rather give them the bot Reggie than give them scores, because scores actually give a ton of experience. Depending on how much they score, because we don't see them, it could give more experience than the bot Reggie gives them. So it's very important to keep that in mind. And we have a huge lead at this point. You can see all our goal zones are up. They're trying to rip this top one down. You didn't see it there, but someone called out, I think like Elo or something, that they were hitting it. So I X speeded over, me and Overlord rushed to it, and he got like a really good secure on it, managed to kill both of them. So now we have this top Reggie pushing into their base, and we were considering maybe trying to push this, but we thought it wasn't worth. We already have such a huge lead. Just let them rip it, and this is still really good for us because it shows us where they are right before. And we did try to score, but the Mew did a really good job of defending. So we know where all 5 of them are now though because of the Reggie. We saw them all in jungle, so we know they can't go to back cap right now, so we don't really need to cover caps for a little bit since we saw them all in their base. Now we'll just kind of spread out, and I can't really hold the mid here, so like this is actually a bait. Like they could actually walk into me really easily and get positioned here, but they don't know where like Overlord is positioned, right? So they're worried about that. But if they figured out that it's only me here, I would just have to back up and let them get in the pit, because Blissey is not like other defenders. Like we're playing her as a defender, but she cannot hold her own ground. So I think I was like running around here and they realized that I was alone. So Dodrio is going in to chunk me since I'm alone here, and he chunks me again. But this is why I'm running Focus Band. So you can see I'm still good on health here, but we're really safe in this fight. So I'm just gonna reset to make sure. Elo's just gonna Comfy Unite because we're so ahead. We just had to make sure we live. It doesn't really matter how much value we get off our like Comfy Unite and stuff. Obviously the Bliss Unite's gonna be important. You want to make sure to get good value on that, but other than that, it doesn't really matter. We killed 2 of them. I believe we used the same amount of Unites as them, and I do miss Safeguard there, but it doesn't matter. The tree's gonna die, and we're just gonna keep forcing them to come in. Blastoise trying to chunk me, but I have Safeguard, doesn't matter. And I see the Blastoise Unite here, so I'm just gonna Unite in response to Blastoise Unite. And I believe I live here. I'm just gonna run with Helping Hand and get out. So trading Bliss Unite for Blastoise Unite, and I believe they use Mew Unite. They're scoring top, but doesn't matter. We have like a 300 point lead, and I believe they surrender shortly hereafter. There's 3 dead. We see Dodrio, so it can only be 1 on pad, and yeah, we are gonna score a fuck ton more. So I believe I do show the stats of this game. We can go to that. 316 points. So looks like we were up around 200 points, and you can see Overlord just did 100k damage, did a ton. Safeguard Blissey is always gonna have the least stats in the game. That's another reason I don't like it so much. I like looking at the stats, but obviously when you're applying shields, there's nothing that accounts for that in the game, so you don't really see that in the stats, as opposed to like healing on soft boiled. You see the crazy numbers that it shows. So here we're switching sides after every game, so our ban's gonna be different. When we were first pick, we banned Slowbro because there's 3 important Pokemon that you want to first pick. It's Slowbro, Lapras, or Shifu in our opinions. So if we ban Slowbro, they can't ban all of them, so it leaves 1 really important Pokemon for us to pick. So there's 3 like first pick Pokemon, and here we're not going to ban them because we knew that if they didn't ban it, we would get the other 2. So they got Lapras, we got Slowbro or Shifu. We're really happy with this draft. They're gonna pick Delphox Tree. We picked Comfy Dodrio in return to that because they banned Zoroark, so we want to make sure they don't get Zoroark because we want to make sure they don't get Dodrio, because normally giving Dodrio is not that bad. You can just go Zoroark, and Zoroark counters Dodrio. It beats it in the matchup, but the problem is they banned Zoroark, so we want to kind of pry out the Dodrio here, make sure to take it away from them because they didn't pick it. I think they should have picked Dodrio when they had the chance. Maybe pick Tree Dodrio. We're not going to pick Delphox away from them, so there's no need to pick that. They picked Clefable Venusaur, and we picked Chandelier. Honestly, it was between Chandelier or Gardevoir here. The reason you can go Chandelier or Gardevoir is because they both kind of have weak lanes 1 through 4. Once they hit 5, it's fine, but it's kind of trying to get to 5 that's the issue. But if you look at their bottom lane, they're running like, I believe it's Tree Defender or Lapras Defender, but it's probably Tree Defender with Venusaur. So their lane is really weak, whereas we have Slowbro Chandelier, so we should hard demolish this lane. And you can see nothing special again. I believe the Comfy actually does not leash red this time. The reason we did last time is because they had Sableye to invade, and Sableye is actually getting a nerf, so that's huge. I don't think anyone liked Sableye that much in the game besides Sableye mains, but there's not that many Sableye mains, so everyone's happy that it got removed. Lane's going really well. We've gotten both farms so far, and that's really important in lanes. Whoever gets more farm is most likely going to win lane, unless you get kills, but getting kills is hard. I believe I barely didn't get that. I still don't know how I get that. I actually want to replay that. Yeah, that's really weird. They must have killed it beforehand. At first I thought my water gun was out of range, but it looks like they just managed to burst it down before I could get it. that one too. So unfortunately I choked on the secures, but it's okay because we already won lane pretty hard. Here the jungler comes down. You can see I'm playing really aggro because our Urshifu came down, so Delphox coming down isn't gonna matter. We get all our scores here anyways. So you can see their early game is just so weak. We're hard demolishing them. Already have a level 5 Chandelier, and at this point Chandelier is really strong. So its early game 1 through 4 is kind of weak. It's still not that bad, but once it hits level 5, that's when it really shines. It's a huge power spike at level 5. It becomes one of the best Pokemon at level 5 compared to others. I messed up there. I think I just should have Scalded. I tried to do Boost Auto into Scald because Boost Auto reduces special defense. But you can see we're just hard going into our jungle because we want to make sure this Delphox gets level 9 as late as possible. So we did give some Lapras caps topside, but it doesn't really matter because Overlord and the Comfy were winning topside pretty hard, so like Lapras didn't have that many points, and we denied red buff from the Delphox. So this Delphox is going to be really weak. It's going to hit level 9 really late, and here they have 4 people trying to fight. I'm baiting them with Potion because I have Potion. I have Focus Band coming up soon, so they thought they could kill me, but I just Potion when I'm low health, and now they're all dead. So kind of just a 5v4 there, and Overlord went down to score, so I'm just gonna go top to score here. I do think Overlord probably should have come top to score, just because we already scored so much on the bot pad that Rin or Curious could have scored on bot pad instead, and then Overlord can get his scores top. There I got really lucky. I got the farm with one of my burn ticks from Scald. So the reason I'm running Scald this game is because Surf doesn't really do much into them. You're just going to have more damage output with Scald. You're going to have better secure. And it's actually going to do more than Surf because the stuns don't really matter when they're this tanky, right? Like Surf is really good at level 11 when you can stun them for a long time. But like stunning a Lapras really doesn't matter. And like a Clefable, they're just too tanky. So instead, making them do less damage is actually going to be more valuable. And I'm going Potion because we have Comfy. Oh, Kyros almost gets caught out here. The Delphox actually flashes after him. So I believe he's forced to use Unite move. I think so. Yeah, he uses Unite move just to make sure he doesn't die. But now we stall long enough for Overlord to come up here. And I'm trying to get some more poke off, but I'm in the danger zone for health. So I'm just going to back up a little bit here. And now we're just going to reset where we are. Because now they don't know our exact positioning. And they have to be scared of what we're going to do. They don't see me on the map yet. They just see Overlord top. They see Kyros mid. So now with our vision control, we're going to crush top. And we killed one. They didn't have enough control to know where we were going to be. They had no vision of us. So they could only have one top at that point to hold the pad. And they just get absolutely fucked. We break the top pad. This is really good for us because we have such a lead in levels. Because we've been out securing so much farm from them. We've been killing them and stealing the farm on their side, like their jungle, that we really want to push this in. So we're going to get this Regieleki and we're going to try to push it. You can see we delayed taking the Regieleki a little bit because Curious was close to Unite move. So we wanted to get those bees first. So you'd have Unite move for this push. And I'm going to Unite this Delphox because Delphox has Unite. So Delphox Unite's really good at holding go zones. But Unite the Delphox so she can't get Unite off. And we're going to try to push it in. However, the Clefable gets a really good Unite move on the tree. They're just really tanky here. And we weren't able to kill any of them. And the Delphox, the problem was the Delphox had a really short death timer. So Delphox is going to come back. She has Unite move. So at this point, it's safer to get out. Not a big deal. We still have like a 200 point lead at this point. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the Rotom pushed in. But no one died for it. So we lost nothing really except for a Unite move. But when we're this far ahead, it doesn't really matter that much. So Overlord's just going to continue to invade on the Confido Drio, try to steal farm, try to score. We saw them all topside, so we know they're not going to come down to contest this. I see Venusaur hitting the bees, so I tried to contest. However, this was a misplay because I let the Clefable score. So what I should have done is just sit on the pad because we only saw one person on the map, which was the Venusaur taking bees. So it's just safer to stand on the pad to not let them get these scores in. So it's a misplay by me. We could have been 30 points more ahead than we were. However, like we're still so strong here that we can just continue to kill them. We kill both. And now we're going to dive top pad. And here the Venusaur actually misplays really hard. This play was a little dangerous. You can see here, he beam Unite moves, but we get our scores off in time. So if he did that a little earlier, I think Curios would have insta-died. So that was a little sus, maybe a bit risky in us going for that, but it worked out well. But yeah, that was a bit risky. I feel like if the Venusaur just united a little sooner, at least Curios would have died, maybe someone else too, and then they all jump on us and we're fucked. So yeah, lucky that the Venusaur mistimed it a bit and we broke the top pad. That's really, really good for us. So at this point I was thinking of covering bot, that's why I reset. That's why I was planning to reset, but Rin said he wanted to cover the bot side of the map because you always want to have at least one person on each side of the map holding down the goal zone so they can't score. There's something really important that doesn't happen in solo queue that often. A lot of solo queue players don't realize the main reason they're losing games is because they're letting scores in. So if this is something you want to level up and win more games in your solo queue games, make sure to consciously try to defend your goal zones more. And trust me, it'll get a lot easier to win games. You don't have to do it all the time. You don't have to like sit on the pad, but think about when you're farming, just about covering the goal zone while farming. Even if it slows down you hitting those Adinos a little more slowly, covering these caps is very, very important. Giving experience, like letting a 30 score cap in is the equivalent of like two or three Adinos, maybe even 3 Adinos. So that's how much experience it is. It's really bad, not to mention it's giving them the lead. Here we're 5-manning top, letting the Venusaur score 40 bot. The reason for that is because this is a win condition. So what a win condition is we broke their top pad, so this Reggie is gonna go into their base, right? So they either have to defend this Reggie going into their base, and if it goes into the base, it's game over. We're gonna score with double time, or if they don't let it in, we're just gonna rip the Rayquaza. So they have to fight at Rayquaza while defending the Reggie. It's a really tough situation, so it's just really hard for them. You can see here, they all died, so we're just gonna flip it because there were 3 dead from this top side, 4 dead actually from this top side fight. So they're not gonna make it in time. The only one who's gonna make it in time was Venusaur. We saw him on the mini map here. If you watch on the mini map very carefully, you see Venusaur jumping with the jump pad, and he's solar beam, so he can actually reach the Rayquaza. So as soon as I see the Venusaur, I knew he was gonna walk up to this point. I Unite move him, and we were all chuckling. I was like, because that was their only chance of stealing, and I just slow Unite move him. And when you're slow Unite, you can't do anything. So that was just a complete stomp at the end. They had no chance of winning. But don't get me wrong, Ignorance, a very good team. They've beaten very good teams. It was fun games versus them. I believe they're like top 8 or something in points in North America. So they're still in the run to get to Worlds. So definitely don't count them out. I believe they did qualify. So this was winners bracket, but after you beat them, they went to losers bracket and they qualified to losers bracket. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.